The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good. Billy Ray feeling good, Lewis. Well, I posted the charts of the DAX and the FTSE in there. You can see we are making a topping pattern in both of those, a 786 on the DAX and also the 3 drive to a top pattern in the FTSE. Now, these are patterns, folks. Sometimes they fail, sometimes they work, so keep that in mind. And, of course, we have this big astro event coming in tomorrow with the lunar eclipse and the full moon. We will have Norm Winsky on in about 10 minutes to talk to us, and then also at 9:30 we're going to have Andy Pancioli from the UK giving us a chat because he said this was something very large happening, and so we want to pay attention to what they're looking at. Just for my 2 cents worth, I'll give you what I look at on these things. If you'll take a quick look here. This is the SPY. That's the cash S&P. And what I've done here, if you'll notice the bottom where you see between the 21 and 27, that means it's between the 21st and 27th of January. And you see the red dot. That red dot means it's a full moon. You go over to the 10th of February, you see the circle, the empty circle. That means it's a full moon. So we got it's a new moon first, then the full moon, then the new moon. So you can see here, all I do is I match these up to see if they're going to be lows or highs. Now, if you look at this, we had 10 of these over the past several months. And so of those that worked perfectly, there were about 5 of them. So it works 50% of the time, most of the time. But if you add some of the other stuff that we look at, and that's what Norm and Andy are going to talk to us about today, if you add some other things to it and you get like a pattern, just a nice little ABCD pattern, that'll tell you that, yes, there's a tradable pattern here, and you're getting a little bit of help using time. And believe me, folks, time is the most elusive, and that's why it's, difficult because, time shifts back and forth, as we've seen many times before. Who knows? Marshall's telling us that we have an asteroid to make close approach to Earth this time. We better give Bruce Willis a call because he might be able to get out there and, steer it the wrong way or the right way, whatever he does. Okay, let's move on to the U.S. dollar. Folks, that U.S. dollar index has went down to an area that it has major area, 1.618 expansion level that we talked about many times. I'll get this up here so we can review it. And we have gotten all the way down to that 97.50 level. Let me get it up here. And that equates to about 112.50 in the euro. And with the euro today, they put in $1.3 trillion into their bonds. So they're doing the same thing with what we're doing here. And, of course, our bond market has been under a great deal of pressure. And that pressure should start to alleviate today with all that stuff coming in. I haven't seen how it's doing this morning yet, but we've reached some pretty significant levels down there at that 175 level, and going below 176 was not a good thing, and so this is in trouble. We don't look like we're going to have negative interest rates here in the United States, but, anything can happen. The Fed could come in and do some more buying, but we have these big astro events coming in here today, tomorrow, and then, of course, when we come in Monday, all of that effect should be out of the way, and so we'll have an idea of what's going to happen. We're very close to the 78% level in the S&P 500. The NASDAQ has almost made a new high. It came within a heartbeat of that. Yes, that was called Deep Impact. That was the movie. Thank Mr. Z for putting that up. Very, very appreciative. Hold on, folks. I'm getting a message from someone, and we have to take a little look here and see what's going on. And there we go. All right. And let's just moving back in here. We'll be able to see here what we're watching here. anyway, those are the type of things that we keep an eye on when we're watching some of these events for astrology. Now, on the basis of the shucks, I got the wrong pattern in here. Folks, pay really close attention to this Japanese yen US dollar. I don't have the chart for it. Shut the front door and raise the rent, but that is really an important one down there at that 9170 level. We hit as low as 9160, and so far we've held that. Let me see if I can get that up here, because to me it's that important. And of course, since this is my show, we're not going to worry about that. Let's get up here and take a quick look at it if we can. Where is that Japanese yen? Here it is. Bear with me a second and we'll see if it's held that level. And if it hasn't, I'll look like, oh, my goodness, yeah, it held pretty good. Hold on just a second. We'll get this up here. And then we'll put it on the daily, and we'll be good to go. Yep, here we go. Let's get this up here, because this is really an important one, because it relates to the stock market and risk on, risk off. How, I don't know. It's just that's, oh, dear, this is not going to work. Give me a second. Oh, dear. Oh, not good. How can I turn the camera? There we go. Now give me 1 second and I'll get this up here. There we go. Hold on a second here. You don't want to give an Italian a mouse to work with while he's talking. You'll notice here this Japanese yen, U.S. dollar has made an ABCD pattern, and we got down to 9160. We're now trading at 9190. That was one that we focused on the video last night because it was such an important one, and so far that level has held. And whether it's going to hold over a longer period of time, we don't know. But the good thing is nobody else does either. And therein lies the rub. So let's keep that Japanese yen on the watch list. The stock market, people are asking me, has the stock market made the all-time high here on this rally? A, I don't know. B, I don't care. I look at the patterns, folks. I watch 15-minute and 30-minute patterns. When I see something tradable, I do it. I don't know what the news is. I don't care what the news is. They can do all the walking and talking and, all the stuff that they want to do. I don't listen to that stuff. And, it's a big help, because we had a big jump here a little while ago. I didn't know what happened. So I clicked on Bloomberg, and I had nothing, no position on other than the Japanese yen. And I just, I said, okay, what's going on? And so they told me, oh, so that's what did it. I don't know. Neither does anybody else. So it's all about risk control, folks. That's what it's all about. You've got to be able to use that as your major thing, to look at. Now, the gold, we got up to 1724. That was a 50% retracement, folks, of the high that we made back here on June 1st. So that's been a pretty good. Not only that, but it's exactly $32, which is the harmonic number in gold. So that's another reason why gold should stop right there at 1724. So whether it will or not, I don't know, but this is what it's doing this morning, along with, I guess it was, I don't know what the number was, but that's what's going on. Okay, let's take a quick look here at these bonds, because I believe that this is where the play is going to be. They're setting there. Let's get the hourly chart up so we can show you folks. They are 75. Boy, they've broken down badly as we expected them to do. Let's get this up here to show you. And this is not news to you guys, but we're making a giant ABCD pattern down here. We are right at a 1.618 here at 175. So let's get this up here so we can take a look at it. 175 in the mud. Hold on just a second.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, Taz understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the Taz Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, we're back, folks. We have Norm Winsky of Astro Trends. Norm, on May the 15th, 2018, I believe, I don't know what year it was, we had a big new moon up there, and you called the top within about 5 minutes. And
I think you're referring to the May 18th, 19th of 2015.
2015, yeah, that was about it.
Within 24 hours of Mercury turning retrograde.
I know, because that was the one time you were right, and the folks wanted to thank you for that. You want to tell the folks what you got for us today? The reason why we're having this is because we have this big eclipse coming up. So go ahead, Norm. It's your show for the next 12 minutes.
All right, so for the last time I was on here, we were near a new moon. The last new moon was the afternoon of May 22. That was a Friday going into the Memorial Day 3-day weekend. And as I always say, for a new moon or full moon, we round up the usual suspects, financials, grains, and precious metals. And then we also, the next weekend, the Friday 29th weekend, we had alignment with Neptune with the U.S. natal chart. We take the snapshot of where the planets were at the beginning of our country on July the 4th, 1776. So we're going to look at those 2 points and see how they came out. So here we go. We're going to go with first the grains. There's your corn. The green arrow indicates where the time was, so the green orange arrow. If it's green, that means you think you could have made some money. If it's red, then it's a clunker, you know. All right, here's the green right there. Since we had it during the afternoon there, you probably been trading near the close of that bar, and there, so you would have gone long corn because it had been going down. That's what I like to do. Buy on the weakness, sell on the strength. And there we were going down. You would have bought it, and I think that's a winner. Here's your beans, even better on the look at the beans there. That was even nicer on the beans. Buying right on the low bar there on the beans, and then off they go. Here's the wheat. Wheat was a clunker. It didn't go anywhere. Maybe worst case, maybe you lost a couple of 2-3 cents. Okay. Here's gold. Was pretty nice. It rallied right into our new moon point there, and made a nice top there, and you dropped, I think, about $50 drop there. And here's one where it's going sideways. We don't do sideways, so I put a yellow bar there to show you that we're staying out there, not doing anything. Here's the S&P. It was going absolutely really sideways that week, so don't do anything. We did have it later on our Friday 29th weekend there. We would have probably been inclined maybe to sell it there, and that was a clunker. That was a miss. Here, the bonds, though, were very nice. They made a top right on the new moon. And then again on the our June 1, on the was Monday's opening, after our weekend change in trend window there. For the U.S., here's the currencies were really nice. Aussie dollar had a pullback right in the new moon. And then off to the kangaroo races, Here's your bonds. Your pound had a nice pullback into the new moon. And then it was tea and crumpet time, up and we go, Here's the Canadian dollar. They pulled back right into the new moon. And then it was dog races, off to the dog races. There we go. And there we go. Dog sled races, yeah. All right, here's your euro pulled back into the new moon again. This is talk about no-brainer trading here. You're not having to do any calculations, just got to know where the moon is. And there the euro pulls back into the new moon, and then up and away we go. Here's the yen going sideways, so we do nothing. Here's the Swiss franc pulled down into the new moon, and then up and away. And so here's what's coming. Let me give you the big picture here for the month of June. This is really something. We got huge stuff coming all month long. So over the next 32 days into the 4th of July weekend, will be closed on Friday the 3rd. You got Venus and Mercury hit 0 south latitude. That's one of my top things, right up there with planets going direct and retrograde. You got 2 planets going, Mercury and Neptune will turn retrograde. You got Venus going direct, and you got 2 lunar eclipses and a solar eclipse. All that over the next few weeks. So it's unbelievable. Now, here's what's coming up tomorrow, the 5th, in the afternoon. I think it's 2:59 Eastern time. Venus is going to hit 0 south latitude. Looking if these markets are at an extreme, there's a good chance they're going to reverse. That's cattle. The Venus markets are cattle, copper, cotton. Of course, always a stock market, sugar, and wheat. And then we had the lunar eclipse. Let me tell you about the lunar eclipse in the stock market. I have researched this and watched these for decades. And the historical average is that 75% of the time, within one trading day, the major indices will get whacked for about, on average, 1 3/4% within one trading day of a lunar eclipse. Looks like we had some weakness this morning. Maybe it's already started. I don't know. Occasionally it's a top. Most of the time it tends to, whack down into the lunar eclipse. Probably one of the more famous ones you and I remember is, what was it, October 7th, 87 was the last rally top before the big meltdown in October of 87. That was a lunar eclipse day. Anyway, it's usually, the stock market does not like lunar eclipses. That's the bottom line. And then paired with, this is 15 minutes apart. Venus at 0 south latitude. 15 minutes later at 3:14 Eastern time, you got the lunar eclipse. Okay, so we'll be watching the usual suspects, your financials, your grains, and your precious metals. And then over the weekend, copper is indicated under Venus. And then that weekend we have heliocentric Mars going to enter Aquarius, which is a sign for copper. So you got double duty there for the copper. So that's, here's the charts I haven't shown you that are indicated for Venus tomorrow. There's your cattle chart. You got to, as of last night, looking for any of these markets to get to an extreme by tomorrow. And there's your cattle kind of pulling down. If it went down some more, Be looking for a low. Copper was going up, up, up. It pulled back yesterday. If it could go back up to the highs, that would be ideal. Not saying it will. And here's your cotton kind of going sideways, a high consolidation there. I like to see these things get to some kind of extreme. It's the best. Sugar's been going up, up, up. If it can go up some more, that would be set up for possibly a nice top in sugar. And here we go. And any questions before we get into how to get a hold of me, or we'll go right to that, or whatever you like, Larry?
Why don't you tell the folks how they can reach you, Norm?
Okay. So I'm here in Naples, Florida. There's my phone, 239-594-3939. And there's my email on the screen there. It's kind of long, nwinsky@embarkmail.com. Or you can Skype me at NWINSKI_1. I got classes. I got day classes going this week. So if you call me right now, I might be able to get you into a free day trading class, 45 minutes, and then I give you a free trial of my service for 3 weeks, and free coaching too. So call me right away. Call me today. Okay.
Norm, thanks for joining us, my friend, and we will see you soon, okay? Be safe out there. It's a jungle.
All right. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to helping.
Okay, Norm Winsky, folks. Astro Trends. We'll be right back, folks. 877-927-6648.
Larry Pesavento watches the markets 24/7, and now is a great time to try out his daily trading service, Fibonacci 24/7. Larry publishes videos and charts for subscribers throughout the week when warranted, and every weekend he puts out a thorough report covering worldwide markets, futures, commodities, and currencies with Fibonacci retracement levels, possible trading setups and zones, and stops and targets for all recommendations included. Larry applies the principles he's developed over decades of trading while analyzing a variety of markets for subscribers. To see for yourself the types of videos, charts, and analysis that Larry provides for his subscribers, sign up for Fibonacci 24/7 today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. You'll also gain instant access to Larry's archived subscriber webinar from earlier this year. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today. If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks. We have a slight technical problem across the pond over there reaching Andy, so hopefully we'll have him back in just a minute. And one of the questions that came during the break is this the top in the stock market? And as I said before, I don't know and I don't care. But let's take a look here at this NASDAQ, okay? This is what's happening. This is the one that's been leading the pack, folks. This is a big daddy rabbit. Back here on March the 16th or 23rd, we were trading at 6,600. We had a slight rally of about 300, 600, 1,000 points, 96.76. Are you kidding me? 3,000 points, folks, in the NASDAQ. You can see these channels that are there, and what I've done here to make it easier to see is to spread these channels out so that we got a better idea of what we're looking at. And if we take a look at this here, you'll be able to see this is what we're watching right here. This is you can see the high that we made, that 99%. We almost made a new high. Now, we're at 96.76, so we can easily make a new high. That's just above, 97 and change, so we can make a new high. Now, does that mean anything? I don't know, but it's at the top of the parallel channel. Look how many times it's hit the top of that parallel channel, folks, since April. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times it's hit that parallel channel on the upside, and 1, 2, 3, 4 times on the downside. So this is a valid parallel channel. You have to pay attention to that. If we break above that in new high ground, you can't stand in front of that because that's a freight train. That you don't win any prizes for picking the high tick or the low tick. Trust me on that. The only thing you get paid on that is when you look at your equity run, and only 1 or 2 people ever get the high or the low tick. So pay close attention to that. It's very, very important. Okay, I wanted to go. Someone asked a question. Okay, we'll move on to something else here that I wanted to ask about. Okay, that's it. Okay, move on here. By the way, we've been talking about that soybean meal for quite a while. It's really started to move a little bit. So if you happen to be in that one, I think it's got a chance to do pretty good. We'll get this up here so you folks can take a look at it. But we did have a really nice 3-drive to a bottom pattern there at 290. Now we're up about $5 a contract. So make sure it doesn't go below that. Try to keep your stops at break even. This business is about not how much money you make, it's how much money you don't lose, folks. This is a defense. This is like playing in the NFL. The team that has that best defense is the one you want to really bet on, because if they can't score, that means you're going to win usually, but not all the time. One of my favorite stories about that was baseball. I think it was back in 1965. The Yankees and the Dodgers were playing in the World Series, and Koufax was pitching, and his record for the year was 25-5 for the year. And Yogi Berra said, "Boy," he said, "I can understand how he could win 25 games, but he said, I don't understand how he could lose 5 games." Well, if you looked at the statistics for those 5 games, the Dodgers were shut out all 5 games. In other words, they scored no runs, and so Koufax, even though as good as he was, he lost the game. He could have been 30-0, which would have been something equivalent to DiMaggio hitting in 56 straight games, or Pesavento having 2 winning trades in a day. That hasn't happened yet, but maybe in my lifetime I will get lucky enough to catch one, because even the blind hog picks up an acorn every once in a while. Someone asked the question is, why didn't I finish the comment about where I met Sarah? It was on a Northwest airline from Hong Kong to Narita, and we met in the lounge, and I was looking at my charts, and she asked me, and she was in AIG, and it was making a monster 3-drive to a top pattern, and I told her I would sell that, and it was trading at around 72 and change, and she did, and the stock went to 38 cents. Well, after we left the lounge, she went on to Canada. I went on to Tucson, and by the time she had reached Canada, I had sent her about 9 emails, and her sister said, "I think you're being stalked." And I told her sister, I said, "You're absolutely correct." Well, after the stock dropped to 33 cents, she said, "Well, all right, we'll have our first date." And anyway, one thing led to another. We've been married now for 27 years, no, 14 years. Anyway, this is 13 years. We got married in 07. Okay, and the only she's very, very smart. Those of you that met her, she's just she's just a real joy. And you've all seen the kids. I should post that. This is my best asset of anything that I have. These are the boys. We'll get this. This was at Christmas time at one of our students' house over there in Philadelphia, and it's those are the kids and everything. The little one's he's going to be a year old on the 12th. So they've got him moving pretty good. Okay, that's here's something I have to show you here. I think I posted the chart of the poker room here in Tucson. It's a small. We only have 10 tables, but they've cut it down. And just to show you what they're doing with social distancing for poker folks, you can see here. Usually we are playing 9-handed. This now, it's only set up to play 6-handed. So instead of playing 9 people at a table, they're only playing 6. And this was the very first day that they opened, was yesterday. And I just wanted to see how it went. It was a pretty big crowd in the casino. Everybody had to wear a mask. And with that, we had to you couldn't go into casino unless you had a mask. When you went in, they took your temperature right away automatically, just like if you were going through an airline or something. So they were doing their best to do it, and there was a long line to get in. So maybe this thing will be over soon enough. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But when you play poker now, you have to wear gloves, and we all remember how important gloves were from way back in 1995 when we had Mr. Simpson with his, if you don't fit, you must acquit. Boy, we've come a long way in this game, haven't we, folks? Okay, the question about the U.S. dollar index. Folks, I don't know whether that's the bottom or not, and nobody else does either. What we have to do is to wait and see if there's going to be any confirmation. The one thing I really feel strongly about, and that's why I had these fellows on today, is to this day of the 4th and the 5th, these are a lot of stuff happening. And it may or may not, but we're in a topping type pattern. I showed you that in the NASDAQ. You can see it in the SPY. And, you just have to pay attention. And this is the time you want to be doing it because this is the least amount of risk. And so what I do is I watch the 30-minute charts and I try to find a 3-drive to a top pattern, a nice butterfly to the upside, some type of a big exhaustion gap, where the market goes way up and then closes in the lower part. Well, then if I know that, then all I have to do is put my stop above the high of that exhaustion, and then we'll have a, relatively, good chance. Now, remember one thing, folks, I think this is really important. And if you look at this chart here, on the S&P, I've marked it off here. This was back on the 18th of May. You see where we have that big gap in there? All these gaps will be filled on this chart. You don't see many unfilled gaps in an S&P chart. So we're looking at, a move down to about 285 if this is correct. Now, we're almost at the 78% level. We may or may not reach that. But, when the NASDAQ, which is, basically, 2 stocks, Microsoft and Amazon, if it doesn't make new highs, that's going to be a monster double top. But we won't know that probably until Monday. So that's why we're doing this stuff today. 877-927-6648. Stay.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The Bull Bear Trading Hour with Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Next.
Okay, folks, without further ado, I want to talk about the natural gas because we've had several people asking about that. We'll get this up here to see how it's going to hold up. And believe me, it is holding up, but by a thread, and I mean a very thin thread. Let's get this up here, and we will take a quick look at it there, and we'll see we are right here at the, you see the 135 pattern. We had the one on the 12th of May. The 3 was on the 20th of May, and the 30th of May, we had the number 5, 135. 3 higher bottoms. That's a very, very powerful sign. It forces you to trade with the short-term trend. That came in at roughly 175. The low was 174 and change. We're now trading at 182, 181.90. So I would move my stop down to about 177. So at least you protect something. But it's got a chance here because if this moves, and if it moves, it's got a chance here to get all the way up to 206. And at 206, that hits the 3.7s on the old slot machine. So let's keep the thing working. As long as it's working, you got something to look in your favor. It's all about risk control. Play defense, and you're going to be okay. Eventually, you'll pick up a couple of good ones if you play good defense. You might only hit 2 out of 10, which, Tom Hugard averages about 30% winning trades. And several people have asked me about Tom because he's had a little bit of a problem with the drawdown here over the last few days. But it's really, it's a large drawdown, but not to him. Because he trades with the big boys, and that's a big thing. And when you're trading 7 figures, you've got to expect stuff like that. And he's gone through it several times, but he knows how to handle it, and he'll be just fine. So anyway, that's what we're watching here. Okay, let's move on. We talk a little bit about the meal. Someone mentioned about the corn. I'm not really doing anything in the corn right now because I don't want to really get involved with that as well. While I'm doing the let's get this up here 1 second here. While I'm doing, and I still haven't found out oats. I can't even find a quote on the oats, so I'm not even going to worry about that. Let's get this Christmas corn up here, and you'll see pretty much the same pattern that we've had in the natural gas. And Fact is, it hasn't moved nearly as much as the meal, so that's a good sign. Let's get this up here so we can take a quick look at that here. 877-927-6648. We've got a profit target of around minimum target price up around 348. That's 10 cents higher from where it is down now. So if you happen to have been buying that corn down there at 330, you're looking at a possibility of 348. Again, you should have your stop at break even on this because it's moved in your favor now, and you don't want it to reverse and then turn into a loss. But it's one thing to take a loss, but the worst thing from a trading perspective is if you have a large profit or even a nice substantial profit in something, and then all of a sudden you look up and now you're looking at a loss, and that's really that's sort of devastating, because once you see the money in your account, and you notice, and nowadays you can see it per second what it's doing, and when you see that big drawdown, you're really, it turns you off, and that's why you should never look at that, what you're making or losing. Have your orders in there, and don't pay attention to the monitor, folks. One of the worst thing we have now with all this technology is we know exactly where we are to the second. Years ago you wouldn't get it till the next day unless you could hand calculate it. With markets moving really fast, you couldn't do that. So don't look at it, because if you're thinking of money, you're dead. You got to think of just what the chart's telling you, and don't think about the money, because that's the one that'll get you in trouble. What happens is when you get in there, you'll buy something and you see it's going down. That looks like it's going to be another buy. That looks going to be another buy. Pretty soon it's goodbye house, goodbye car, goodbye boat, goodbye wife, and you got to start all over again. And that's not very much fun. So pay attention to it, because it's not the money that's involved here. It's what you're looking at as far as the market, what's going on now. The one thing that you really got to do is hold it. Al just told me that don't even bother to call in, folks. The lines are so jammed that he said you might not even get in till Sunday, and we're closed on Sunday. So let's keep an eye on it. Watch the time frame of about 10:30, 11 o'clock today, folks, because we've been in a very strong bull market, and we're selling off just a little bit today. There should be some strong support today, especially coming in. The real turn doesn't come until the 5th, but maybe it's going to be a day early, or maybe it doesn't even come in till Monday, and maybe it doesn't even come in at all. Now, don't miss the show on Tuesday, folks. We're going to have Dr. David Paul, one of the mentors of Tom Hugard, is going to be our guest, and that'll always be fun to look at. Tomorrow, we're going to have Tim Bost on the line from Financial Cycles Weekly, also in the top 10 of the Timer Digest. So he's always got some really good information going on, and I think we'll always enjoy that. The question about the euro, I'll get this up here so you folks can take a look at it longer term, and it's at the proverbial moment of truth. Let's get this, move this up here so we can see it on a daily, and we'll be all set up to go here. And here comes the old chart. The euro, you'll see that we have a lot of resistance up here. We've been back at that 1.618 level, around 112.80 for several times now. The low today was all the way down to 111.80. We've rallied 100 pips after the ECB came out and said, we're going to give you enough money to last you through 2096, something like that. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on it. All right, those are main things that we're paying close attention to. Now, I wanted to double-check one other thing here, if I can, and I think I can. Let's just get up here, see if we can. Hold on, we've got a caller coming in. Did someone get through on the line? Someone did, from Victor. Yeah. How are you?
Trying to keep your career going. Yeah, first one we're going to look at is BB, and then WBA. And, Merkel just put a whole bunch of quantitative easing into the market. And I think the government's controlling the market pretty big, because you can't really do any rational trading anymore.
They are putting a lot of money, there's no question about it, into all kinds of things, convertible bonds and everything else. Victor, what is
First
BB?
One is BB. The symbol's BB. It used to be BlackBerry. It's a buyout candidate. And then that's WBA.
What is WBA?
That's Walgreens Boots. It's international now, WBA.
Oh, unfortunately, I don't have either one of those. I remember BlackBerry. That was a really big thing many years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were still in business. They didn't get bought out by somebody?
All these gaps will get filled, though, like you said. You know what I mean? The government can't buy everything. Don't they always ruin it?
Well, I tell you what, they do it sporadically, but because they're there, it's enough fear in the market for someone to, to really think twice about going short, just because you think you're trading against the Fed all the time, and many
but they
times
come in
you
at
are.
nighttime. They do. They pump up the markets every night time when we're sleeping.
They're a 24-hour operation. They certainly are. So you got to be able to, sit through it.
Maybe those terrorists will go down there to the Federal Reserve building in New York City, those protesters, and get rid of that building. That'd be a good idea, right?
Well, they're going to have a hard time on that one. That building is pretty secure. I can tell you that. That's really amazing. Right? I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah,
well,
it's
listen,
not right what they're doing. No, you can't put no thought analysis into anything, profit or anything.
Hey, thanks for calling in, Victor, and be safe.
All right, take care.
Okay?
Bye.
Thank you. 877-927-6648.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, the Treasury bonds certainly melted down once we went below that 70 74.25, they've really sold off quite a bit. The gold hit that magical number of $32 from the bottom we made last night. That's the harmonic number in gold, and we've dropped another $15 in gold in the last hour or so. So that's really jumping around quite a bit. The stocks have rallied a little bit, but we need to pay, close attention to those because we are in an area, and believe me, folks, the shorts, if there's still any out there, are still scared to death. And now when we're coming into the first 45 minutes of trading during the day, that is the most difficult time of the day because that's also known as magic time. And when the neophyte traders are putting in their orders, and between 9 o'clock and usually 10:30 is where you want to watch the volatility of the market, because after that it thins out quite a bit. Those of you that are in the 24/7, we were able to sell that crude oil a couple bucks higher. And, I believe to keep your stop at break even on that one. And you'll see how that works. That happens to be the only position that we have on right now. The gold just now hit 706, folks. Now that's an important number because that's a 61% retracement from the low we made, last night when we were at 1699. And if we look at it on a little bit longer time scale, from where we way back yesterday when we were at 1690. Oh, that didn't work. Hold on. Something's wrong, and I don't like that. There, it's working now, and it's a 50% retracement of the low from yesterday. Anyway, that's what we're watching in the gold now. A lot of resistance up there at 17.20.24, and whether it continues or not, we'll have to wait and see. Let's take a quick look at the Nasdaq because we want to know where this number is in the Nasdaq that you want to. Oh, it hasn't made new high. No, it came close though. We're not very far away. Oh dear, we're really close now. We just made a new high in the old Nasdaq. We're at the top of that channel, boys and girls. Pay attention. 877-927-6648.